What's going on, guys? We're gonna start this call off in about 3 more minutes. I'm gonna wait for a couple people to hop on, guys. I'm gonna teach you guys exactly how I close 6 and 7 figure earners in this industry. Every single Platinum 600 should be on this call. Guys, invite all your Platinum 600s. We're gonna start this call off. We're gonna get this going. I'm gonna teach you guys exactly how to close 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, everything, guys. So we'll start this off in 4 minutes.
When you put it like that, like that, like that, like that, you nigga think you got it like that, like that, alright. But they had to backtrack. You right. Never ever give a bitch a clue what you really trying to get into. Both the friends wanna come with me, tell them good things always coming through. You let you work at that door till you show me what that pussy hitting for. Not trying to fuck up the vibe, but you got me out by a cool in the fire. Say that she feel on my aura, but never been with a nigga from Aurora. Because she is Salvadorian. They say she make us fun. Everything going accordingly until she started feeling too important. I couldn't do nothing for her.
What's good, guys?
When you put it like that, like that, like that, like that, you nigga think you got it like that, like that, alright. But they had to backtrack. You right.
Guys, tag all your Platinum 600 leaders. We'll get this going. Dope. What's going on, LBD Familia? What's up? I hope everybody's having a good Friday afternoon. I have not done one of these videos in quite a while. So the reason I wanted to do it was because I've had a lot of people come to me about closing. They wanted to, obviously learn a little bit more about how we close and, what steps are required when you're especially closing and you're getting started and stuff like that, guys. So I'm going to teach you guys right now how I've been able to close people. And, guys, understand that closing isn't necessarily like we're hard selling people. You see, you can do that. But what I noticed with closing is, guys, eliminate the idea that closing is a bad thing. Eliminate the idea that sales is a bad thing. A lot of people here have limiting beliefs. So before I teach you guys everything, destroy the limiting belief that sales and closing people is a bad thing. Guys, we want to close people. We want to get people involved with things. Why? Because we're influencing people to do good, number one. And number two, sales is just the exchange for one value for another type of value, right? So I'm going to teach you guys the exact things that I have done step by step. And I want you to tag every single one of your Platinum 600s because every single Platinum 600 here should know how to close. 100%. I'm going to teach you guys, after years and years of practice and experience, a step-by-step guide on how I ended up closing thousands of people over the last 2 years, 3 years I've been involved in this industry, and how I've been able to close 6 and 7-figure earners in network marketing over the last 2 years I've been doing this entire thing. So real quick, how to close. There is a 5-step process to this. I broke this down and I'm going to write all the notes in the bottom. Just in case you missed this out and you can study them. But please write notes, guys. Number one, identify exactly who you are talking to. So if somebody gets me on a third-party call with a 6-figure earner or just somebody that I've never met before in my entire life, number one, the first thing I do is I identify exactly who I'm talking to. I ask the person questions, right? I form them. I figure out where they're from, what their occupation is, what they do for the recreational use, and what motivates them. The only reason I do this in a very quick standpoint, people, what they relate to being interviewed like right before they're about to work a job, right? People relate to being interviewed multiple different times. So you're gonna wanna figure out who you're talking to and where they are in life. Let's say I'm talking to somebody that's in college. I'm figuring out, okay, cool, this girl might be confused. I might have to help her out. Oh, it might be confused in life with what it is that she wants to do. So I'm like, okay, cool. I might need to help her figure out what it is that she wants. That's why she's on this call. Or let's say I'm talking to another six-figure earner in another company and I'm trying to help him. He's looking in iMarkets Live. I'm trying to figure out, okay, exactly who I'm talking to. I need to be a little bit more of an expert. I need to talk a little bit more about numbers. I want to figure out if the person's analytical or if the person, what type of personality does he have? Is he analytical? Is he more out there? Is he more introverted, more extroverted? I need to figure out all this stuff out in the very beginning before I close someone. And the reason being is because you want to be able to relate to that person in any single way possible, right? You can't, I think there's the 4 different types of personality types. I'm gonna go through them very quickly. Number 1 is the Erchant. These are people that are very analytical. The only way you're gonna be able to get an Erchant in your business or close him is through being analytical with that person. Let's say number 2 is a whale. A whale is somebody that loves to support the world, loves world peace, wants to help everybody win. So being a whale, you're not going to be an aggressive person with that and talk about, oh, we're going to make all the money in the world. This is not, you're going to turn off a whale. So you're going to talk to a whale about helping other people, how this has basically helped the world out, right? And how we've been able to literally help thousands and tens of thousands of people all across the world, if you're a whale. Now, let's say if you're a shark. Sharks are people that love selling. They're people that are very aggressive and they love money, and that's okay, right? They love materialistic things. Some people have shark tendencies, and that's okay. But with people like that, you're going to be blunt, honest, and straight to the point. You're going to let them know what's up. And then you have the Dolphin. These are people who want to have a lot of fun. These are the people that want to travel, that want to have the time freedom. So you're going to talk about the traveling and the time freedom. So number 1, identify exactly who you're talking to. Are you talking to a whale? Are you talking to a shark? Are you talking to an Erchant? Or are you talking to a dolphin? Figure out who you're talking to. When you're listening to somebody figure out their story, or once you form them, right? The next thing you're going to want to do, when I talk to people, I first ask the person who they are, where they're from, and what they've been through. Then I figure out who they are, right? I figure out who I'm talking to. I identify them within the 4 different types of personality types. The next thing I do, I ask them what intrigued them about trading, and I try to relate to that. Let's say they want to become part of trading because they love the money. They need the money to, help their parents get surgery. They need the freedom. They need the whatever it is. I relate to that. Okay, cool. Yes, I got involved for the freedom. I got involved for the money. I got involved to help other people. I got involved. Relate to whatever it is that the person is telling you, right? So number 1, like I said, guys, write this down in your notes. Identify exactly who you're talking to. Number 2, after I figure out who I'm talking to, and once they tell their story to me on a call, I tell my story. I tell people, I always tell you guys this, tell people where you were, where you are now, and where you're going. Very, very simple. Instill a vision into people. When there's no vision, people perish, right? That's what a lot of people talk about, but figure out exactly what your story is. Facts tell, stories sell. You have to figure out your story. You have to master the story. You have to have it down so good to the point where your story is there. My story is inspirational, guys. I don't know how inspirational your guys' story is. Every single one of your stories should be inspirational. The reason I'm saying this is because where I was before, guys, and where I was, it was a bad place. I was working for $150 a week, barely struggling financially, and where I am now is amazing. I'm making a multiple 6-figure income. I live in a penthouse. It's beautiful, but where I'm going is what's going to capture people, right? Where I'm going to break $1 million residual before I hit 22 years old. 100%. That's like where I'm going. So where are you? Where were you? Where are you now, and where are you going? Figure out your story. Your stories will get people involved into the business. Flat out, period. Next thing, I talk a lot about law of attraction. The only reason I do this is because I'm a spiritual person. I'm a firm believer in law of attraction, and you might be able to capture other people through the spiritual aspect of this business. That's why I talk about law of attraction when I'm telling my story, right? And the next joint that I'm going to talk about is be genuine, right? When you guys are telling your story and you're trying to get people involved in the business, you got to be as genuine as possible. People can feel this thing. People call it vibes, right? People call it like how you are, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. If you're not genuine, guys, People can feel this off of you. Even if you guys are on here watching me on this camera, people, you can feel my energy. You can feel how I'm talking to you. Every single time I'm bringing somebody into the business, I genuinely feel like I'm helping that person and I'm genuinely giving that person my story. That's the difference, right? There's a difference between a salesman versus someone that's a sharesman. This is how you'll be able to close 6 and 7 figure earners. You're genuine with your intentions. You have a clarity of intent and it's genuine. So disclaimer, every single time after I tell my story, I give the disclaimer, guys, it took a long time, right? It took a lot of hard work, right? Because that'll inspire people, but then at the end of the day, in the back of their mind, they know they're gonna have to put in the work. So number 1, identify who you're talking to. Let's go back. Number 2, tell your story. Your story, facts tell, stories sell, right? Number 3, answer their questions. Once I tell them their story, usually they're like, okay, cool, that was an amazing story, man. Incredible, I definitely want to do something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. What kind of questions do you have? Number 3 is answer all their questions. You need to answer every single person's questions. And I ask them, what was your favorite part of the entire business, right? The brain cannot associate bad things coming up when you ask a question like that. If they tell you their favorite part, hone in on that. And then answer every single one of their questions, whether it's the questions about the trading side, the question about the marketing side. And once you answer every single one of your questions, I wait for me to ask the question, okay, cool, did I answer all your questions? Once that person says yes, then I move on to the next step, which is number 4. This is the 4th step when I'm closing people, is I assume the sale. I'll say that one more time. I'll assume the sale. I'll assume that they want to get started, 100%. So how do I do this? After I answer all their questions, I tell them, cool, when are you ready to get started? I don't give them so are you gonna get started? Are you gonna do, no, I literally tell them, when are you ready to get started? I figure out exactly when they're ready to get started. And they're like, oh, cool, I can get started next week. Okay, cool. What day and what time? Just because I have a busy schedule and I need to put you down on my calendar to organize it out. And we can get you set up with a launch. We can add you to the Facebook groups in the community. They'll tell me the exact day and time, right? And if they say, now I'm gonna tell you guys this. If they say they need more info, you're gonna have to follow up with these people. You're gonna have to send them a little bit more information sometimes. It's because they just are uneducated. They sometimes lack a self-belief. I'm gonna talk about counter objections and all that stuff near the end. But right now, what I want to talk about is, let's say if they need more information, they're still not too sure yet. Ask them what they're unsure about. Continuously pedal down and answer more questions. Ask them what they're unsure about and get them to multiple more different exposures. Like I would add them on social media. I would try to get them on another 3-way call. I would try to just put us in a group chat and follow up for another day and time we're going to talk. Never leave a conversation or never leave a 3-way call not setting with the person not closed or not setting up a next time for you guys to talk with each other. Always. This is what I've learned from Jordan Belfort. This is like straight line persuasion stuff. Never leave an interaction without the call, without the interaction being closed, or a time or a set time and date where you guys are going to meet up next, 100%. So if they still need more info, obviously you're gonna send them whatisIML.com, give them more information, but you're also gonna set up a time for you guys to talk and interact a second time, right? Fortune is in the follow-up. It takes on average 5 exposures for people, 5 to 10 exposures for people to get people to get involved, and it takes on average 4 follow-ups, 4 times for you to follow up with someone until they get involved. For me, when I got involved in network marketing, it took me like freaking 30 follow-ups. My upline, I don't know why he followed up with me so much. I was shocked, but he did it. It changed my life, guys. So I'm happy that I followed up with that person. And don't feel like you need to be annoying to that person if you're following up with them. Just ask them about their day, ask them about what it is that they're doing. And you can follow up with people on social media unconsciously when you're posting stuff or posting the results, right? So this is why I love social media, because it's almost like they'll follow up with you rather than you follow up with them. Love it. So follow up every couple of days and ask people how their day is. Ask them what it is that they're doing, etc. So that's where the fortune is in the follow-up. I guarantee you that, man. You always want to follow up. So number 4 is assume the sale. The number 5 is the counter objections. Now people, once you answer their questions and once you're asking them when they're ready to get started, they might have a couple counter objections. And this is big in learning how to sell, learning how to get involved in the business. This is huge. So you need to learn counter objections. I'm gonna give you guys the 5 biggest counter objections most people have when they're ready to get started in the business. Number 1, people say they don't have the money, right? They're like, I don't know if I have the $200 right now. You know, the money is like, that's the biggest thing. It's not a money issue, it's a motivational issue. If I told most people, that's what I tell them. I'm like, what I tell people when I'm on the phone with them, I'm like, dude, if there was a $500 car for sale outside and it was a Lamborghini, it was the car of your dreams, what would you do for those $500? Anything, right? Sometimes what I used to do is like, dude, you don't have the money? Dude, let's go. Well, do you have do you have an Xbox? Do you have a TV? Yeah, bro, sell it. I flat out, I'm like, bro, sell it. Take it in. They're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm like, dude, are you committed, or are you serious, or are you not serious? How serious are you? Oh man, listen, I'm gonna get the money. I guarantee you I'm gonna get the money. Okay, cool. Well, when will you have the money? That's what I asked them. And they're like, at this point in time, at this day. Okay, cool. So at that point in time and that date, I'm gonna be able to follow up with you. We'll be able to get you started and we'll start building this entire business. All right, so money, guys, counter objections. Realize, understand, money is not an issue. It's always a motivational issue, 100%. So figure out, solve the problem, solve the money problem now for them, and then they will get started. Time. Most people that say they don't have the time are people that won't make the time. So people like this are usually people that are kind of just like, they feel like they have so much things going on, and sometimes it might not be the right time for these people, but you have to problem solve the time moment of that. So people, I like to tell people, is like, look, you don't need to put in 5 hours a day into trading. A simple 15 to about 100 minutes a day or 1 hour a day is fine for you getting educated. And when people say time, they lack the time. I'm like, dude, you don't have 90 seconds to copy and paste every single day. I guarantee you do. Most people, if they're working a 40-hour-a-week job, still have an additional 60 hours a week to do whatever it is that they please to do. So people that say they don't have the time, it's like, I don't have the time is the excuse, is the grown-up excuse of, oh, I forgot my homework. My dog ate my homework. You see what I'm saying? So when people tell me they don't have the time, I'm like, bro, are you sure? They're like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like, bro, you don't have 90 seconds to copy and paste? They're like, I mean, I do, but it's just, I don't know if I could do it. So it's like, you get people unsure. So when people that just say they don't have the time, you need to make the time for them. You need to break it down on what gaps that they have during the week and kind of solve their problem for them. That's what sales is, right? Finding the problem people have and giving them the solution for it. So let's say they're only free on Monday and Wednesdays. Okay, cool, bro. Monday and Wednesdays, you'll be able to hop on and you'll be fine. You'll be able to make money through that point. So that eliminates the time. Now the next, the number 3 biggest objection is they do not think it's real. So I'm giving out you guys a lot of value today. I'm gonna leave this video up. So most people that do not believe or think that it's not real, these are people that you need to kind of relate back to. So when people are like, bro, I don't believe this is real, it's too good to be true, I'm gonna like, dude, I thought it was too good to be true too, right? I hit them with the feel, felt, found. Dude, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but then I found out that people were actually making money online and helping other people learn how to make money online, right? So when people do not believe, or number 3, they don't think that it's real with the counter objections, I tell them, bro, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And then I found out this and that it was real and people are actually making money online. You see what I'm saying? It is real. The money's real. I just showcase to them, the profits. I showcase them checks, everything it is that they need to see so they know that it's real. And I just educate people on it, right? If people are uneducated about network marketing, somebody today came to me, was like, dude, isn't that a pyramid scheme? I'm like, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. Do you know what the definition of a pyramid scheme is? Are you actually educated on everything? No, they're not. And if you're not educated, guys, get educated. Find somebody that will educate you. I will educate you guys, right? Pyramid schemes do not exist. Pyramid schemes are things that do not actually have a product or service, right? Pyramid schemes have been banned since the 1930s. They're no longer existent. We're in the business of affiliate marketing and network marketing. Affiliate network marketing has created more 6-figure earners than any other industry in the world. The Better Business Bureau says you're 5 times more likely to become a millionaire through this industry than any other industry in the world, right? So this industry is probably one of the best industries you can get involved in. And then people start to look at me once I educate them, they're like, oh my God, this guy was right. He knows what he's talking about. So that's how you eliminate the think that it's real, with the feel, felt, found, and educating them on it. Now, the 4th counter objection that most people give you is that they don't believe in themselves, right? Some people just don't believe in themselves. And with this, you're gonna have to get them around other people that have a lack of self-belief in themselves, right? Because most people believe you can do it, but sometimes they don't believe they can do it. So you have to get them around people that we're in the same boat, that did not believe that they could do it, and have them talk to them about it. So let's say I don't believe I could do something. No, let's say my prospect doesn't believe he could do it just because he is bad with numbers or something like that. I would get him on a call with somebody else or connect them with somebody else who did not believe that they could do it, but obviously uplifted them and empowered them. You have to help break limiting beliefs about people, and you have to kind of snap them out of it. Dude, listen, you could do it. Talk to them about risks. What I like to say with people, I'm like, dude, the biggest risk is not taking the risk. It's like, you might as well do it, dude. It's $200. Just take the chance, take the leap of faith. I did it 3 years ago, changed my life. So that's the final kind of counter objection. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the 5-step system right now, one more time for all the live viewers that are on here, right? This is the 5 steps to closing somebody. Number 1, identify who you're talking to. Number 2, tell your story. Number 3, answer all their questions. Number 4, assume the sale. And number 5, counter all their objections. So I'm gonna have all these down in notes to help all of you guys out. That way you guys can know how to close anybody. This is what I use. This is my system that I use for closing 6- and 7-figure earners, guys. I'm talking about people that have made millions of dollars. I have learned this over the last couple of years, and I've been able to use this. So this is like, I should probably be selling this stuff. I wish I should probably be making a course on this shit, but I'm giving you guys this free value. So I'm gonna give you now, last and final thing is additional tips that are gonna help you guys with your closing ratio. And like I said, tag every single one of your Platinum 600s and above. I'm gonna tag everybody here to make sure that they all know what it is that I'm talking about. The additional tips. People will only follow people that know where they're going. Right? Know where it is that you're going. Have conviction when you're speaking to people. Have confidence when you're speaking to people. Conviction comes from obtaining a lot of information, guys. It's from doing it repeatedly. Repetition is the father of learning. That's how you get conviction in this business. Confidence. You have to have confidence when you're speaking to people. How do you get confidence? Is from doing it over and over again and understanding, guys, they need you way more than you need them. 100%. 1,000%. We are literally in the best industry. Trading's made more millionaires than any other industry in the world. Marketing affiliate marketing has created more 6-figure earners than any other industry in the world. Guys, we're in the best industries in the world. If people are unaware of it or uneducated on it, it's crazy. Think of it like this real quick. Have we not seen in history, in past times, like massive amount of people doing the wrong type of things and not knowing about it, right? And making mistakes, right? We've seen it. And remember the Nazi, what happened with the Nazis, dude? The Nazis convinced a large group of people that it was okay that the Jews were wrong, and they killed and murdered and genocided millions of people all across the world, right? And they were confident because they were manipulated by it. See, and they would think we were crazy, but they were actually the crazy ones. So, conviction, number 1. Number 2, confidence. Then an additional tip is also have belief, guys. You need to have belief. You can't close somebody else if you're not closed on the opportunity yourself. This is what I learned from my mentor. So have a lot of belief. Have so much belief to the point that you're going to be a 6-figure earner, that you're going to be massively successful in this thing, to the point where it's like, I can pick up a rock and I believe that it's a rock. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this is a rock in my hand. There's no doubt in my mind that every single one of you guys will be a chairman. So you got to tell yourself that. There's no doubt in your mind that you're going to be a chairman. So have enough belief. The next thing is excitement. You can't talk to people like this. You see what I'm saying? You got to talk to people with excitement, with energy. Excitement is the most contagious trait in the entire world, right? So you got to have excitement when you're talking to people, because they won't listen to you if you're not excited. If you're excited, they're like, oh my God, like it has to be something that's crazy. Now, some additional tips and tricks that I'm going to give to you guys right now is the 3 things or the 3 reasons people will follow you. There's so many notes here. So I hope I'm not giving you guys too much, but these are the 3 reasons people will join you. If you do not do this, if you make the mistake to not showcase these 3 reasons, there's a reason why they will not follow you, right? Number 1, if you could showcase people, you're an expert in your field, that you know what it is that you're talking about, they'll get involved with you, right? People follow experts. If you do not showcase this and you look like you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just like hesitant, people won't get involved with you. Number 2, you could help them achieve their goals. All right, it's not about where you're at, but it's where you're going. So when I first got started in this business, I showcased other people, guys, I could help you get to your goals. I was confident behind what I was doing, right? When the why is powerful enough, the how is irrelevant. I did not know how I was gonna help all these people. I just knew that I was going to because I had the conviction behind it, right? So number 2, if you could showcase people that you could help them achieve their goals from what you've done in the past, game over, or what you're going to do in the future. Now, number 3 is you're someone that they can trust, right? Trust is a big thing. If you can't showcase trust to people, business is all built off trust. If you can't, relationships are all built off trust. If you do not showcase that level of trust with people, right, they will not get involved with you. So these are the 3 reasons people will get involved with you or will not get involved with you. If you do not showcase all these 3 things, people will not get involved in your business. You need to showcase you're an expert in your field, guys. You need to showcase that you can help them achieve their goals, number 2. And number 3, you're someone that they can trust. Showcase these 3 things to people, and I guarantee you every single person that you're talking to will want to get involved with whatever it is that you're doing, right? So last and final notes and tips and tricks when you're speaking to people, just in person. Guys, I gave you guys a lot of value, and I'm gonna probably put all the notes for all this stuff below this video. That way you guys can benefit from it, and you can go back, reliterate it. And like I said, practice, guys. If you need this thing right here when you're doing your 3-way calls, every Platinum 600 and above, if you need this thing, go back and forth to it. This is how I've closed 6- and 7-figure earners, right? So practice your tonality. 70% of language is tonality. Be excited, your pauses, how dramatic you are, whether you're talking low or high at different moments in time. Practice your tonality. Number 2, practice your posture. Posture is key. How are you good on the phone, or are you hesitant on the phone, or when you're speaking to people? Body language, when you're in person, is your confident body language, positive body language, or negative body language? Body language, people watch everything, is another huge thing. And congruency, this is the last thing that I'm going to talk about today, is congruency. When your thoughts, words, and actions all align together, when you're fully congruent with who it is that you are. I learned about congruency a year ago, and it changed my life. People that are congruent are people that are fully congruent. Their thoughts, their words, and their actions are all aligning together. So what I mean by this, guys, people that are incongruent in life. Let's say if I'm incongruent, I'm thinking about something else. Let's say I'm telling you guys I'm a confident person, but my mind says, wait, I'm lying, right? I'm saying I'm confident, but my body is giving you guys negative body language. I'm thinking something differently, I'm saying something differently, and I'm doing something differently. Because of that, I'm an incongruent person. Being congruent is when your thoughts, your words, and your actions all align together. This is how you can actually close, this is how you can build genuine relationships with people and become more trustworthy, when you're congruent. When your thoughts, your words, and actions all align together, you're completely congruent, and people know that this is what's called as being real, right? People like to be like, oh, dude, that dude's like super real, bro. It's because you're congruent, with what you're thinking and what you're saying is completely aligned with your body language. So guys, practice your congruency. These are things, all these notes are things that I learned literally from years of studying the craft. And I'm gonna provide it to you guys all for free. I should be selling this stuff, shit. This is stuff that I learned from courses, literally from investing tens of thousands of dollars into courses. I'm giving it all to you guys for free. So like I said, if you wanna go back to following this link and we'll get you in. And I wanna thank you guys for obviously hopping on the call. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and thank you for everything. So I'm gonna write the notes below, and we'll get this whole thing going, guys. So you wanna also master the best speakers in the world, speaking parables, metaphors, riddles, and storytelling. So what I mean by storytelling and metaphors and riddles, think about it like this, like small little things like, it's not about where you're at, it's where you're going. I would study other speakers and listen to how they close, study other thought leaders, find out who you're modeling, guys. I would study people like Alex, Jason Brown. I would hop on 3-way calls and listen to how my upline could close 3-way calls. It's key, guys. Thank you guys for hopping on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.